Hello, let me show you how to use signal harness in hierarchical design. Sometimes we have a lot of signals that are a part of the same bus. They have a common function, and putting all these signals to all the ports that are needed to take them out of the block and put into another one might be a challenge. Therefore, we can group these signals into so-called signal harness. So here I have this example again. This is a block that is A to D converter and some other peripheral units inside. And there I have 16 inputs. These are actually 8 differential inputs. And it seems quite reasonable to group them together into a signal harness. Control and double click. I come into this block schematics. And here I will make a signal harness. This has 3 parts: signal harness itself, the connector, and the entry. So let me place connector here, like that, large enough to be able to accept all these signals. And now I will place signal entries. Here I have to be careful to select the name of the signal entry so that it has a number at the end. I will use EN, so analog input, positive 1. So if I use number at the end, then the number will automatically increase. So now I'm defining this signal harness, and again I will place the entry in -1 and starting with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on. Okay, my signal harness is done. I can connect it, so I will just select this block here and I will connect this signal harness to the chip. I can rename it, so maybe I can put a value to it like A to D converter or similar, and that's it. These are the properties of signal harness. Here you see all the entries. I will now connect the signal harness with this thick signal harness wire, and I will put at the end entry called AD input. It becomes blue. Now all these ports are now replaced with 1. Going to the project, back to the main schematics, I now have to update the block. I will use function sheet symbol actions, synchronize sheet entries and ports. And here on this left hand side I have 16 ports which are not used anymore in the A to D block, so I will just remove them and I will add that one in the schematics to the block. Okay, let's say I will put it here, and that's it. So now the block is done. I just have to replace all these wires with a single signal harness. For that I will need a little bit of space. Well, how to do that? I will go here and maybe just make a little bit space to make the schematics more neat. Okay, moving. And I'm always selecting from right to left so that I have the touching block selection. So let's say I'm satisfied with that. I will now move that one, touching block, moving upwards. See, we have a problem now. Maybe it's better to use control. If I select control, then the wires are not selected. Oh, come on. Let's do it again. From right to left, selecting everything, pressing control, and now the wires do not move together with this block more than necessary. From left to right, control, and upwards. Okay, that seems quite fine. And now I can move this block downwards, selecting everything except the bus, control, downwards. I can also delete the bus. Deleting the bus is quite awkward. You have to actually move it from the vertex to vertex until you finish here, because deleting it segment by segment is not possible. I don't know why. Maybe you have a solution. If you do, just post it below. Okay, this seems to be fine. I will now do some other arrangements, maybe moving these blocks downwards with control again. Yeah, I'll have to do a little bit more than that. And I did it. Okay, now I have to connect this signal harness to these pins here. I can find the signal harness which is already defined inside this block. Here, if I go to the place, harness, predefined harness connectors, I will find this one. It has these signals. I will not add port. I will not add signal harness. I will not sort harness entries. So nothing here, just signal harness connector as it is. X, and then placing directly where it should be. And then I will connect the signal harness to the block like that. And that's it. Now the schematics is done, everything works. Now, of course, here it might be not so obvious that the signal harness is an advantage, but it is certainly an advantage if I connect two blocks together with the same signal harness. Instead of using 16 pins, I use only one. And of course, if I move this port around, if I take it somewhere to the other side of the PCB, of the schematics, it still makes sense to group the signals into one wire, and signal harness is just the right thing to do that. So next time maybe I will show you something else regarding the signal harness, but for today that's it.